Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a Wednesday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk all things Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini, and today's report includes referee explanation to Mike Tomlin on Steelers scrum penalties is revealed on Hard Knocks. Steelers corner Joey Porter Jr. also criticizes NFL officiating. The Penguins dethrone the Kings to get back in the playoff picture, and more. As always, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into the first news story of the day. Referee explanation to Mike Tomlin on Steelers scrum penalties is revealed on Hard Knocks. In Sunday's Eagles-Steelers game, there was a first-half scrum that resulted in two Eagles players punching two Steelers players, but it was the black and gold who was the penalized team. Fans, players, even commentators were confused as to why the scrum didn't have both teams at the very least get offsetting penalties, including Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. Well, on last night's episode of Hard Knocks, we now know what was said in that conversation between Tomlin and the official before the penalty announcement was made. The conversation picked up with the referee saying, "We have two penalties on the play, one against 80 white, one against 19 white. So we're gonna go 15 yards from the dead ball spot, second down." Tomlin asked, "Both of them against us?" with the referee responding yes. Tomlin said, "Y'all didn't see that guy throwing punches for Philadelphia?" To which the referee answered, "They said he was knocking his hands off of him, that he didn't throw a punch." The Hard Knocks video cuts off there, but judging by Tomlin's body language, that was when he told the official, "Get the F away from me." It's still astonishing that not a single official saw one thing worth penalizing the Eagles for in that scrum. Now you add in them calling the punches an attempt by the Eagles player to get hands off of him. This is a complete joke. If Tomlin, from 50 yards away on the sideline, could identify that there was punches thrown, but the officials who were closer, plus the replay crew in New York who has access to all the cameras couldn't, then the NFL needs an overhaul of its officiating crews and replay assists. Anyway, here are some more of my favorite highlights from last night's Hard Knocks episode. Firstly is Coach T dropping a new Tomlinism, telling his players in practice, "Come on man, don't half-ass this stuff, full-ass this stuff." Another was a young kid asking Russell Wilson at the grand opening of Wilson's Why Not You Center if he's re-signing with the Steelers, with Russ responding, "Hopefully, I love it here. It's cool. Hopefully we get to win a Super Bowl." And my last favorite part was the closing scene with Wilson monologuing ahead of the Ravens game, saying, "On the road in Baltimore. We want to win this division. It's our goal. We got to go take it." The only things that I wish Hard Knocks would have shown was Najee Harris pretty much getting benched after his fumble for the final drive of the Eagles game, and literally anything on Deontay Johnson's drama saga with the Ravens. Regardless, next week's Hard Knocks should be must-watch, as it is all AFC North with the Bengals playing the Browns and the Ravens playing the Steelers. Steelers corner Joey Porter Jr. also criticizes NFL officiating. After the Steelers lost to the Eagles on Sunday, wide receiver George Pickens took to Instagram and commented on the NFL on CBS's post of the in-game scrum, saying that the officials have a vendetta against Pittsburgh. Well, another Steelers player has similar feelings towards officiating, and that is second-year corner Joey Porter Jr. Also after the game on Sunday, Porter dropped this quote about how the refs allowed Eagles wide receivers to have an advantage throughout the game. I mean, the refs let them push off. That's what it is on the tape. Brown is just one of those guys who you know they aren't going to call it. On Sunday, the Eagles' top two wide receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, both of whom Porter lined up with the entire game, combined for 19 receptions, 219 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Porter may have a few cases of them pushing off, but he still has left a lot to desire this season. The good news is that the Steelers won't see the Eagles again unless the two teams meet in the Super Bowl, but hopefully JPJ can get back to being an every-play lockdown corner heading into playoffs. Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen is not expecting a warm welcome in Baltimore. This upcoming Saturday, Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen will return to Baltimore, the place that drafted him and employed him for 4 years, for the first time since leaving the Ravens. Signing with the rival Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason, Queen has brought some stability to the Steelers' inside linebacker position, something that hasn't been there for half a decade. Now PQ is set to play his former team for the second time this season, this time in the once friendly, now turned enemy territory of Baltimore, Maryland. After practice yesterday, Queen was asked what kind of reception he thinks he will get from Ravens fans on Saturday, saying, "I'm probably going to get a lot of FUs and boos and stuff. At the end of the day, I wouldn't want it any other way. That's football, that's competition, that's a high level of competitiveness. I'm all for it." When the Steelers first met the Ravens this season back in Week 11, Queen turned up against his former team to the tune of 10 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 forced fumble with the recovery. Hopefully, 6 feeds off the hostility towards him this Saturday and puts up a similar performance in a possible division-clinching game. And finally, the Penguins dethroned the Kings to get back in the playoff picture. Last night, the Pittsburgh Penguins were hoping to have a bounce-back performance against one of the best Western Conference teams in the Los Angeles Kings. This one started off with a thud for the Pens as notorious Penguins killer Adrian Kempe scored 33 seconds into the game on Alex Nedeljkovic. Even with the contest beginning with another first shot, first goal against, the Pens rebounded and played quite well in the first period. In the second period, both teams had multiple scoring chances, but nobody could capitalize. Finally, Pittsburgh tied it as Evgeny Malkin got just enough of the puck to tap home a 2-on-1 pass from Michael Bunting. The Pens were working hard, but ultimately went back down a goal as Alex Turcotte potted another for the Kings halfway through the period. In the third, the same back-and-forth style of play continued. Both teams made mistakes, but were bailed out by their goaltenders. The Pens were pushing the pace, looking for the equalizer, and they finally got it after Sidney Crosby made an unbelievable, yet routine-looking backhand pass from the corner to the high slot, allowing Matt Grzelcyk to score his first goal as a Penguin. After that, neither team could get anything going, and the game went to overtime. OT started with the Pens controlling the puck, but LA defenseman Vladislav Gavrikov had a breakaway and thankfully shot the biscuit high and wide. Once again gaining possession, Pittsburgh went back up the ice, and an Erik Karlsson shot from the blue line was redirected by Rickard Rakell and past Kings goaltender Darcy Kuemper for the game winner. Despite not leading once in the game, this was a great bounce-back performance for the Pens, beating a team that won 7 of their last 8 games heading into last night. There were a lot of good takeaways for Pittsburgh. Sidney Crosby looked like Sidney Crosby again. Rickard Rakell is having an elite resurgence this season as the Pens' top-scoring forward. And head coach Mike Sullivan pushed all the right buttons in adjusting throughout the game. Also, don't look now, but before the Ottawa Senators won a late starting West Coast game last night, the Penguins were in the second wildcard spot. Going 7-2-1 in their last 10 games, the Pens have climbed all the way out of the basement and are back in the playoff picture. Now, it's just a matter of staying hot, especially with 4 of the next 5 games coming against Metropolitan Division opponents. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up a Wednesday edition of the Steel City Sports Report. Again, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow with some more Pittsburgh sports news.